All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jax Show. I'm your host, Jax. Um, Episode number 3. I hope you're doing well. It's getting cool. We're approaching the month of October. Um, it's fall season coming. So we're out here with the mobile studio. It's a little windy. Um, we're gonna try to cover the wind with the mics. We're struggling a little bit with the budget and the staff and the equipment. Still looking for a producer and a writer or some writers to help with the show. We're gonna try to. Today's gonna be a special show. Of course, we're missing some equipment. I got the electric guitar, but I'm missing the amp. So we're not gonna have much sound coming out of the guitar. But it's okay, we're still gonna do it. We're out here. We booked the time, we booked the place, and we're gonna do it. We got some twigs in the way, we're gonna remove that. Today's gonna be we're gonna talk about music. Okay, it's gonna be a guitar episode. Now we're gonna shout out whoever came up with the guitar and the strings. Now, I don't know, can you folks hear this? Not really, huh? Well, I guess I could go ham and shred pretty hard, right? That sounds terrible. I wish I hadn't forgotten. I wish I didn't forget the speaker, but of course we're on a tight schedule. I'm very busy. I got a lot of things to do, but we're gonna keep the show going. Episode 3. We're very happy, very thankful. Being thankful is a great frequency. Appreciation. So for starters, we're gonna explain the basics about music, about guitar, for the beginners. So you wanna figure out how to hold it comfortably. You could hold it like this, use this leg, or you could use the other leg, and then you can also get those straps, shoulder straps, be like this, rock out, right? Where you could play standing up. If not, you're gonna want to play sitting down or laying down. I won't do the demonstration of laying down because I'm getting old and I'm sore, because I work hard every day. So I don't have much time. I have so many things to do. I'm always so busy. I missed an important meeting the other day, but we back by popular demand, we're gonna get the show going. We're gonna keep the show going. All right. Now, we've gotten a little bit of some correspondence. We got some mail, some messages from people from Timmins. They weren't too happy that I spoke. I spoke some shade. I threw some shade on Timmins. Spoke a little badly about Timmins. We're gonna try to keep it PG. No promises, but we're gonna try to keep it clean. A clean show, family show. And so, no. Shout out to Timmins. Timmins is a beautiful place full of beautiful people. We love Timmins. And Ontario too. Now, we got that out the way. I started using the pick. I'm still gonna actually look at some people's videos and see what's the good technique for the pick. It's still a little awkward. Now, when you get your guitar, you get an electric one, you plug with an amp. It's a beautiful thing. If you don't, you get the other ones. It's all good. You don't need an amp nor electricity. But the sound And oh man, it's just amazing. And there's more frets, so more notes, more dope. Now, what you want to do is have it tuned. You want to tune it so it sounds proper, beautiful. I got one of these Snark. You know, they're not too expensive, super tight. You just put it up here, you turn it on, you press this button, and it's on. And then you hit, so you got 6 strings, usually. String number 1 is the smallest one, at the bottom, but we don't call it the low. Go figure. We call it the high because of the high note. The low E string is the top one. The low is the top. The low because it's a low sound, which is more like a bass sound. Okay, so I'm looking for an E. This is an E string, so I want the E note, right? And I'm a little off, so I gotta go back down. Okay, and you always tune up. So if you don't got it, you go lower, and then you go back higher to catch that E. And then you do the same with the rest. The next one, man, I'm out of tune. So the next one is the A string. So we're gonna start from string 6, the low, then 5, that's an A, then is a D, the D's on point, then the third string is a G, and then it's a B. So the B is the funny one. I'll explain later why. And then finally, the first string is an E. So we have 2 strings that are E's, the low E and the high E. Man, it's getting cold. It could be snowing. If some stuff would fall from the sky, it would be snow. Oh lordy lord. I'm going to Labrador soon. Okay. And it's a more north, and it's on the east coast there, and it's hopefully it's gonna warm up a bit because I'm gonna be in trouble. It's gonna be raining. We're gonna fly in helicopters, and we're gonna work in the field, in the bush. I'll try to get some footage and share that stuff with y'all. So you turn this off. So your guitar is tuned properly, all right? And now, you know the strings, right? E, A. So basically, it means if you hit it, like the A string, you hit it, you flick it, it's an A. Now, it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So every note has a sharp or a flat, right? Except for 2. The B, which I mentioned earlier. When you move away from the B, up or down, it doesn't go to a B flat or a B sharp. It goes to a C. Or if you go up, it goes to a C. But then, yes, if you go down, so the C could be kind of called a B sharp, but we don't do that. It's a C. But if you go down, actually, yeah, then it's an A sharp or B flat. Now that's maybe a little complicated, or looks, and then music theory looks really complicated, but it's not that bad. You get used to it. It's a fun language. It's really cool. It's like mathematics, you know, and it's really easy math, quick math, which I love. Now, so the B, if you go up, so this is the B, and then if you press it here and you just go up 1, it becomes a C. Now the same thing with the E. The E, if you go up one, it's not an E sharp. If you look at the piano, it's not the black, there's no black key. There's two places where there's no black keys, and that's after the B, before the C, and after the E, before the F. Between the E and the F, there's no sharp. So if you hit the E and then you go up one, up here, it's a F. So that's that. You're gonna want to study. Look at the piano. It shows you. It helps you visualize. So when you look at this here, let's go with the A. So the fifth string up here is the A. So A. Then it's a A sharp. Then it's a B. And then it's a C. Right? Yeah. And then from the C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, and then remember from E it becomes F. There's no E sharp, there's F. And then F, F sharp, G, G, G sharp, back to A. And that's it. And that's what you need to know if you want to know how it works, the language, you know, because we all could speak, but it's cool to know how to write. And then you could write a book, and then somebody else can read it. Same with the music, right? Or and then you could see, you know, what goes together. There's things that go well together, and it's a language that's always in development. You know, they came like with genre, you know, jazz and the blues and the different styles, the old stuff, the Baroque, you know, the heavy metal. These are all things that use different scales and chords and techniques and all that, right? Yeah, so that's that. So I didn't bring the amp, so I won't be able to really play some stuff because I don't think you can hear me proper, right? So, but then what you want to do is practice sounding good. So just having one note sound good, and then being able to move around with your fingers, you know, and just playing around, trying different shapes, learning different chords. So that's that. That was a quick basic guitar lesson for beginners, very, very beginners. So it's good to practice. Also, you want to have a proper hand position. You don't want to have a strain. You know, you don't want to. You can hurt yourself after a while. You could get cramps and messed up fingers or hands. So you want to be comfortable. There's proper ways, you know, for your wrist. You don't want to break it too much and tense up. You want to be more relaxed, you know. So that's that. I didn't really prepare. I was preparing in my mind, and I had a lot of cool stuff to say, funny stuff too. And of course, now that I'm in front of the camera, I can't remember. So apologies. You should have been there when I was doing it in my mind. It's okay. So what else can we talk about? Well, I'm very busy. I'm going on a trip soon for working. My life is pretty good. Things are going well. It's difficult still. Lots of stuff to do and accomplish. But it's my birthday soon. My birthday is in September 24th, so that's soon. 21 is the Sunday, Monday 22, Tuesday. So Wednesday is my birthday, September 24. Autumn season, this fall, is it the equinox? Yeah, it's the equinox on the 22nd. So we're going into fall. The days are getting shorter, less light. We're going more into darkness, darker days, colder weather for us over here. For you Australians out there, mate, it's not really the same. They don't really know what I'm talking about. But here in Canada and in the, where most folks live, up in the North Hemisphere, you know, uh, it's not the same as those folks down under. You you want a water? Where do you get water from China? You get some Chinese water? So I gotta work on my jokes and my impersonations. Um, you know. Let's see. Well, so yeah, Buddy got unalived the other day. We could talk about that. Basically, my thoughts about these things. I'm not big on. I don't really believe. I'm not really into the whole system thing. Red team versus blue team. I think it's all part of like a trickery. We're being played, and people are, they're being their emotions. We're being tricked into spending a lot of time online. Me, I left the city, and I used to be on YouTube a lot. I used to watch a lot of YouTube, hours and hours and hours. Now I don't even have time, and I used to watch a lot of doom stuff, conspiracy stuff, and a lot of history stuff and comedy too. Shout out comedy. It's good to laugh, good for the soul, and it's fun too because it's like part of the conversation, and it helps sometimes bring up subjects and develop, because we're like having this ongoing discussion, like a sort of universal consciousness discussion thing. People are waking up, things are bad, but the system wants us divided and thinking everything's all good. But we're like on a big ship, and so to step away from that, put that on the side. We're gonna go back to the music. So guitar is a great instrument. It's the best instrument after piano. Piano is the best instrument ever in history. Beautiful instrument. It's 88 keys, and you press the key, and there's a hammer inside that hits the strings, and there's like a cast iron thing, and they're heavy, bulky. They take out, so it's difficult. It's a weird instrument. But it's a beautiful instrument, beautiful sound, and you could play with all 10 fingers and your feet. I guess the organ is pretty bad arsenal too, and so yeah, so you should get a piano. Anybody? I think people are like giving them away. It's a little more complicated to tune it and all that. But yeah, you should get a piano. Now, guitar is easier to get, easier to transport, easier to tune, easier to play. La-di-da-di, we have a party. And so everybody out there needs to get a guitar. If you don't have a guitar, you're walking down the street, you see somebody playing the guitar, you just ask them, yo, excuse me, can I try let me try that for a minute. And usually they're gonna let you try it because guitar people are super cool and nice. And if you have a guitar and you're playing and somebody asks you to try it, you pass it to them, and then they play some AC/DC, and you're like, oh man, you didn't look like you knew how to play AC/DC. You look like you knew how to play the, what's it called? A deer, a female deer. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Can you hear that? I hope there's not too much wind. We're gonna cut the show short because I got a lot of stuff to do. I got like 2 days and before I leave, and I got a lot of stuff to do. I got to prep, I got to pack my gear, and I got so many things to do at home, and we have guests. So, yeah, got to get everything in order and organized. Um, that's for the guitar. So, yeah, there's a system in place. You know, there's the fight, a spiritual warfare going on between good and evil. It's as old as time itself, or whatever. Truth versus lies. And oh, I just heard it. Oh, you know, God bless. Thank you for people are so happy for the Jax show. They could tune in. I know you guys were getting so tired of those other boring shows, those other sellouts, not funny, pushing all this garbage. Um, you know, not keeping it real, full of trickery and darkness, like Jimmy Kimmel and Colbert, Steve Colbert. Who else? The lot of them, right? So I heard that I heard they took down Jimmy Kimmel. Man, I ain't for censorship, but man, I ain't gonna miss that fool, Jimmy Kimmel. No, thank you. This guy's a creep. It's not even funny. And yeah. So, but yeah, there's a lot of things going on with the AI and the censorship and our rights. You know, history. I love history. So in the future episodes, we're gonna do history episodes. We're gonna do music episodes. We're gonna have guests, but we're also gonna do history episodes where we're gonna dive deep into some history topics. History is fun. I love history. Shout out to the history hyenas, Chris DeStefano and Giannis Pappas, and everybody else who studies history. One of my guests is actually a history professor, but I don't think we could get him on the show though, because he's leaving and I'm leaving. But maybe in the future, well, we have discussed maybe collaborating. But in any case, I'm gonna do my own thing, guests or no guests. But I'm gonna work on getting some guests. I got maybe some musical guests gonna come too that we're working on. So yeah, Charlie Kirk, rest in peace. It was a friend of the show. Everybody's a friend of. Everybody's welcome. We welcome everybody at the show. We don't discriminate. Even Lucifer himself can be a friend of the show. You know, at the end of the day, I think the devil just needs a big hug. So we're gonna shine the light of love. You know, there's a lot of darkness out there. If you have a dark room and you light a light in one corner, the whole room lights up. That's how powerful light is. Love, the love frequency. So, you know, we have a lot of work to do, self-work, healing. And so if everybody gets a guitar, well, we can all jam together. Because the earth, it's not a spinning ball, it's not a flat surface. It's a big bouncy castle made from sponge and in water, and it vibrates. And then the more people they play the nice guitar, the more we're gonna jam and elevate the frequency and then unlock the next levels, which are mystery. I don't know the next levels. We just gotta unlock them and figure them out together. So we're gonna level up together. Big things are happening. Big changes are happening. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I gotta go back. I got things to do. I'd love to stay here with y'all, but yes, we'll catch up next time. Thanks for watching and participating. We're always welcome. We always welcome suggestions, criticism, whatever. Yeah, you too, Karen. Tell us. Yeah, don't forget the amplifier next time. Yes, I know, but sometimes life is like that. I didn't even know where to. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Um, and you guys stay safe out there and peace. Love y'all.